former national security advisor under President Ronald Reagan, Bud McFarlane. Well, they seized this, Bud, as you heard. Despite our protests and this vessel nearby, don't do it, don't take it, leave it alone, don't touch it. They touched it, took it, seized it, left the area. Not a word. They didn't say a word. What do you make of that?
Well, I believe it's a kind of diplomatic riposte that is fairly normal in international politics. What I mean by that is that, yes, the phone call was more than a small perturbation from the Beijing point of view, and you can expect something to happen after that, to just demonstrate that they don't take it lying down. Well, this was a little bit above that normal kind of predictable response, but it is keyed to what is acceptable and not from their point of view. I don't think it's designed certainly to escalate. That's the last thing President Xi Jinping in Beijing would do before President Trump is even in office. It's a marker, but it was really a comment tit for tat more than a signal of anything more serious.
So this is nothing along the magnitude of when the Iranians seized one of our vessels, captured our soldiers, and it was causing this international incident. Nothing in that. But do you argue it's a provocative action and that they ignored our protests in taking the vehicle, period, right there in real time?
Well, it is. And it's uncalled for. It is too much in the way of equivalence in normal protocol. But it is something, and your mention of the Iranian incident is a good contrast, because henceforth, I believe that the 7th Fleet and the new President of the United States is going to put in place authorities for contingent operations that go well beyond just diplomacy, in the case of Iran, for example. And the U.S. Navy would like nothing better than have an opportunity to go after the Revolutionary Guard Corps' installations. And you can bet if there's a challenge to innocent passage through the Strait of Hormuz, you're going to see fireworks.
Now, what about the South China Sea, or this whole big region? It's a vast region. Now, we claim we were in international waters. The Chinese saying that they're their waters. Of course, they've been militarizing these islands that aren't even theirs for years now. If you're advising Donald Trump as he comes in and he has to deal with this type of behavior that would obviously continue, there's very few signs that it would not. What does he do?
Well, I think there needs to be a rebalancing in the terms of trade, primarily between ourselves and the Chinese. More important than the South China Sea, however important that may be. But I think the opportunity for improving relations is to engage in trade negotiations back and forth. President-elect Trump has an opportunity to demonstrate the art of the deal here more than probably any other place in the world.
Good point.
And time has come.
All right. Bud, thank you very much. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, my friend. Thank you for your ample service to this country. Bud McFarlane, former national security advisor to President Reagan.